Hey guys, welcome and welcome back. I am going to be bringing you something today that I have never done on this channel. I will be doing a kids room makeover. You are not going to believe what I pulled off this time. I turned my grandson's room into something straight out of his wildest car dreams. And wait until you see how I built a custom car bed that I upcycled from a secondhand marketplace find. I added a bunch of dope touches that any car-loving kid would be amazed by. The best part of it, I did it all without spending a fortune. This makeover is next level, so let's go right ahead and get into it.
Hold up. Y'all ready for this?
Okay guys, no judgment. We were actually in the middle of trying to swap rooms, so stuff was everywhere. So this used to be my daughter's room. We moved her into the other room and put my grandson in this room. I went ahead and put his bed and mattress on the floor because I needed to find him a frame. As you can see, he loves his cars. I went on Marketplace. I found him a practically new full-size frame, but it didn't have any instructions. He wanted 40, but I gave him 30. I think I got it. There you go. Good job.
Real city kinds of cars. I want the real city cars. I want the real city car kinds of my room.
I don't know if you heard him, but he said it several times. He wanted a real city car. He wanted a real car. Rewind. We did some research. I started showing him pictures to get some inspiration, and this was the one that he chose. He loved it, and that's the one we got. I started doing a little bit more research. Obviously, he loved this one, but who has $3,800 or even $1,200 for a bed that they're gonna grow out of? So that's why I ended up buying him a bed that I was able to MacGyver. This bed was 40 bucks, and then I turned it into, well, obviously you're gonna see what I turned it into, but this is what it looks like. It's a twin size. So before I move on to my next step, I wanna show you guys. Getting the stickers off has proven to be very, very difficult. So I went out and got some Goo Gone, and I'm hoping that by applying that several times and letting it soak, it will make getting the stickers off a little bit easier, because this I did with, well, I just put some Goo Gone on there, but originally I used Goof Off, and when I pulled the sticker off, all it took off was the plastic. So I'm hoping the Goo Gone will work. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple hours and maybe come back and add some more. Now, the other thing I want to point out is how bulky these are. As you can see, they're super thick. From there to there is probably about a good, maybe from here down is about 14 inches. I don't have that much space because my grandson's bed already has a frame. So what I will be doing is cutting this all around here so that I'm only using a skinny portion of it. So enough to be able to have this and it still be nice and smooth. Nice and smooth and funky. I always do that. So anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be using all of this. And then I'll probably end up just cutting right around these wheels because the new wheels that I have will not fit. The ones that are in the front are the same as these little Tykes ones, but the ones in the back are a lot bigger. So I'll probably have to trim this all the way out a little bit more. And yeah, so I can't wait for it to be done. Along with all the other stuff I'm doing in my grandson's room, he is going to love it. And because, again, I wanted to point out, this is a twin. My grandson's bed is full size. So that's another thing. I'm going to have to expand this into a full size. In the front, because this is a, it's got a nice grill to it, I don't want to cut it down the middle. So I'm more than likely going to just add, oh, almost tripped. Just add right out here on the sides. So I didn't like the way the other pieces fit, so I am going to use cardboard. And this has been out in the rain a little bit, so it's a little more pliable. So let me see how this works. And I put hot glue on this side and here, and then it's all taped in the back. As you can see, it's coming along good. I like where I cut it, but now I have to go to the next step and make it stronger. Okay, so this is a mess. I don't even know, like, if it's even going to work the way that I want it to work out. We'll have to see. All right, so I got one side done. Okay, I was able to squeeze more out of it, and I got both sides done. So now I have to let it dry and hope that it doesn't start raining again. So what I decided to do with this foam here is I'm basically going to just shave it down, just take pieces of it off so I can get it to the point where I can put the next layer on it. And as soon as my grandson saw it yesterday, he was like, what the, trying not to cuss. And then I told him that I needed to do this in order to piece it together because it was too short. And he said, I said, remember it was too short? He says, oh, okay. So then he said, well, they look like they could be some really cool headlights or something. And I was like, that's exactly what Ganny's gonna do. And he said, oh, okay. Almost like, okay, carry on. So anyway, I need to get this project done. It's been months and months. I was supposed to get some more of this great stuff when I went to the store the other day, but I forgot. I wanted to put it along the back as well, but like I said, I forgot. And then I also wanted to fill in some of these areas right here, which are a little tricky, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping the next layer is going to fit right over this and be a little more forgiving. And then I covered all of that with duct tape. So I can tell from my paint being out, this is the color shift paint, from it being out in the cold, I mistakenly left it out. It got water in it, so it's dripping a lot more. But it's just gonna have to do. I have to do it further away. So I covered these in purple duct tape because, you know, painting these foam things are really hard. So I covered them in purple. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of this color shift paint on there because it's literally empty. Okay, I got them toned down a little bit. You can see some shift in it.
I got some dry snow.
You do?
Thanks for cooking it, Lucy.
Okay, don't play with the yellow snow. Okay? All right. So I did the color shift, and then I came in with a little bit of my hammered silver because that's the only silver I have. But that gives it a little bit of a darker tone.
Lucy,
Tone down that purple a little bit, which I really like.
Now let's eat. Yum, yum, yum.
Holly,
Yes.
look at this. How's that?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, the blue. It's like blue lights. It's just my favorite color is green.
Nugget.
Wow.
There's a green on here too somewhere. There it is. Look.
Let me see. Oh, yay! I love the color green.
You love it?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't record a lot of this because it was a lot of trial and error. And it was also very difficult to do. Be careful, that hot glue gun is there. Pick it up by the handle. Good job. And this was a lot of trial and error. Trying to get this to stay on here. It wouldn't stay curved. The glue gun was not working. I had to switch to high temp glue sticks. Luckily I had some in my supply closet, but I finally got this on. This is the pool noodles that I painted. And then I went ahead and put what Lucy keeps chewing up. I put some of this, what's this stuff called? It's like insulation. People use it to do art. I think it's really good for like trim work. So I put that right here. And then you can see that right there, right there. All right, so this part was a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be. This plastic was so hard. It just wasn't even working that much with the plastic burner. So I had to switch. Okay, so I had to cut this bucket down. It was not easy. Had to use the plastic burner and a knife. But I finally got it cut. I wanted it bigger because these are not as big. And then I'm gonna place this on here so that it'll appear to be a slightly larger. Okay, so next up, after I cut these out, they were really time consuming, but I decided to use this on the inside. It kind of gives that distorted look for like a light on a car. Next thing I gotta do is drill a hole through here because the hot glue is not gonna hold this on for very long. And then the light will just stick right on here. So that'll be one down, and then I have another one to go. License plate. I'm gonna make it out of this. Ganny made this. I made this from the dollar store. So I bought this ugly thing. What you wanted to say? Do you want to say gray? Or what do you want it to say on your license plate?
I would like it to say gray.
Gray 1?
No. Gray 10.
I don't have room
Gray
for gray
6.
10. How about gray 1?
Gray 2.
Whatever.
Actually, gray 6, please.
6? Okay, so now that the bumper and the grill are almost done, we're gonna switch our focus over to the side panels and the wheels. Okay, clearly this is not going to work the way that it is. And with those bookcases in the way, I'm gonna have to cut away a little bit more of this so that the back tires will actually fit. So let me go ahead and think about this. Okay, so I'm gonna do this line first before I cut all of this off. Higher. So I'm going to cut another line here, but I'm going to put the front tire on and see how it looks. Okay, so this is where we are right now. I feel like I need to maybe take it inside, and then that way I can get a better measurement. Okay. All right, so just looking at it the way that I'm looking at it, my brain is telling me that I have to cut this whole section off. I just need this flat pancake right here. And I need to get rid of this whole entire front wheel well, just like I did in the back. And then I don't have to worry about how it's going to attach because I'm planned on using zip ties to strap it to this. So taking all of this off will make it a lot lighter anyway. And then the wheels, I had planned on building something for them to be attached on their own. So they're independent of this. Okay guys, so I think what I'm gonna do is just change the direction of his room. I have no choice because I need to move these nightstands. His wheels will not fit in between there. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's back up for a second. Okay, since we are talking about these nightstands, now is the perfect time to go ahead and give a shout out to today's sponsor of this video, Costway. Now you guys know that I've been working with Costway for a minute. They have been featured in several of my videos, so you know I trust them. All right, so I hit up my girl over there and I told her that I was doing a makeover for my grandson's room and I needed a few things to pull it all together because you know, we're on a budget. She said, okay, go over to the website, pick out some things, and I got you. I already knew that I was gonna be going with black because my daughter had purchased a dresser from someone on Facebook Marketplace and it was black. So I went over to the website, started looking around. I found these bookshelves slash nightstands. I mean, they can double for so many different things because they're very, very versatile. I love that they had the bookshelves above and some drawers on the bottom because he needed that storage in his room. So those were going to be perfect. I wanted something that was going to flank his bed on either side, so that way it would be more symmetrical with the room. And while I was there, I also was looking for a desk for his room because he needs a nice clean space in order to be able to do his homework. Even though his room is so much fun, he needed that serious zone. So I ended up finding this really nice, sleek, modern desk for his room. And it's not children's furniture, it's adult furniture. Costway really nailed it with these pieces. It pulled the whole room together and it feels very cohesive. So if you are looking to upgrade your space and you need something unique and versatile and inexpensive, go ahead and check them out. I will link everything in the description, but you can always go to costway.com and tell them that LaShawn Will sent you. All right, guys, back to the video. Where were we? Oh, and here's the dresser that my daughter got from Facebook Marketplace, but I had to redo that mirror. Yuck. Okay, guys. So that is so much better because now you know, he'll be able to have the wheel pop out like a car. So now I have to move his tapestry, his shower curtain turn tapestry, and put that over here. Okay, so I want to show you guys how I'm going to take this shower curtain right here and turn it into a tapestry because, I mean, what else is a tapestry other than fabric hanging on the wall? And buying a mural that I have to peel and stick was not something that I wanted to do. This was the one that my grandson loved, and I got an extra. As you can see, this is really big shower curtain. So I got a really long one, and so it's wider and longer. Took a little longer to get, but he loved this one. So I'm gonna turn this into a wall tapestry and hang it on the wall. I ended up using a iron-on hem tape. I'm pretty sure you guys all know what that is by now. I decided to make a larger hem on it because of the bookshelves. I didn't want it to overlap. But yeah, this is working for me. I have to do the front, obviously, but this is working way better for me. So, literally like 2 cuts and the other side was done because I use this as a pattern. And yeah, so that's it. Now I have 2 sides. This is the back, so that's the front, and then that's the front, and that's the back. So yeah, Here we go. Some of these stickers are hard as to come off. There were the normal stickers, and then I think the mom or whatever, the kids have probably stuck some more additional stickers. I got a lot of them off, but I think I'm still gonna probably have to do like a light sanding on here so that my new finish won't look crappy. Okay, so you see Ganny is working on your stuff, right? But Ganny had to make some changes. So when you go inside, you're going to see that Ganny had to rearrange your room a little bit.
Oh, that's why it's red.
No, not that color. It's going to be a different color. It's going to be the color you wanted it. Okay?
It's going to be the same color as the picture on
right.
my mom's wall. On my wall.
On your wall. But Ganny had to change your bed around, okay? So I had to move some stuff, okay? You wanted the wheels to fit, right? So in order for the wheels to fit, Ganny had to move your bed to the other wall, okay? I'm gonna move your card thing to the other wall, okay? So just don't trip when you get in the house. Don't freak out. Ganny gonna come fix it, okay?
Okay, right now?
In a minute. I have to finish with this, okay? Okay, so it's starting to get dark, and this is my first, I guess, full coat of the black, and then I'm coming in with his color shift paint, and then there's going to be some decals on here, so I'm not too worried about those scratches on there from the sanding. But yeah, looks so much better. Oh God, I'm too much paint on my fingers. But anyway, yeah, and I'm running out of paint, so I have to get another can of that so that I can do this side. And then I'm gonna do his color shift. But one of the things I learned about painting at night is, you know, there's not enough light to see where I might need more or less, and so I'm just gonna save this until tomorrow and I'll finish up. But I'm gonna go inside and do some more stuff in his room. I had to try it so you can see it a little bit. I didn't do the whole thing, but you can kind of see that color shift, but it'll be easier to see. It goes from like a green to a purple. I also ended up ordering these peel and stick papers. This one is a color shift, as you can see, and then I also got this blue one right here. This one is sparkly and textured. They look really good together, and if you're interested, I will link them for you guys below. It's hard to tell, but if you look at it, you see the purple. I like the paper better. It's showing up better. And then you see the blue as I move around it. You see the color shift. And I think he's gonna like this better. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go with the paper and then spray in the areas like here where I have those curves and stuff. And it might be a little bit harder to do. The other thing that I noticed is that I haven't sealed anything yet, but the paint just keeps scratching off of this, even though it's supposed to be rated for plastic, and then the red keeps coming through. So it's gonna be best, especially for a kid's room, for me to just put the paper, the peel and stick on there. Plus, I like the color better. So that's the paint. I'm gonna have to seal this, obviously. So I'm putting a clear seal on it. Hopefully this will keep it from scratching away. So we'll see. I also wanted to mention, you see me putting the black first because the color shift is pretty translucent and it will not show up unless it has a darker base underneath it. Okay, so let's get on to these wheels. I was all over Facebook Marketplace trying to find some more realistic wheels that weren't too big. So I like these, Josh.
I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Everything's so spread out. I just couldn't remember where it was going. And then, as soon as I got off the phone with you two, I didn't hit send. My brother.
That's what it was? Okay.
Awesome things like backflips and stuff like that anymore. You might as well just take me out. Man, Keith was blown away. He said.
So while Josh was going ahead and putting air in the tires, I was looking around and I'm like, oh my God, he has one of those underground outdoor basements and no one would hear me scream. I watch too many detective shows. Okay, so I pulled over because I was like, okay, I don't want to get in an accident or something. But he ended up giving me all 4 of the tires for my grandson's car bed for $20, y'all. And I tried to give him more money. I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me. He was like, no, 20's fine. I tried to give him more money. He took it and shoved it back in my hand. But then again, okay, let me be honest. Like, he was like straight flirting and he was like, this was a really nice conversation, so I appreciate it. But I made a friend because he's a really nice guy. But I gotta tell you, it definitely helps to be cute. Like, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but it definitely helps. Because he told me that. He was like, because you're really pretty. And when I told him, my grandson, like, he had to do a double take. He's like, wait a minute, what? Because he thought the whole time it was for my son. I'm like, no, it's my grandson. And he said, you don't look old enough to be a grandmother. And I was like, well, I am. I'm gonna grab me an Impossible Burger. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So it's starting to get dark and I could not get these red pieces out. So I'm just going to spray the whole thing gold, which he said he wanted. And then I will go in with a paintbrush to do the detail. Look how cute his rims are coming out. I really hate this paper, honestly. It's it's probably only best if you're using it on a flat surface. And because there's some contours in here, it's giving me a hard time. I even used a blow dryer to try and, you know, heat it up and everything. I was able to contour it a little bit better in here, but I feel like I'm gonna have to probably put some spray glue up here just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. This paper, on the other hand, I love this one. I'm glad I got more than one. This one is a little bit more pliable, it's softer, it flexes better, and this is just a strip of tape. I'm not going to leave that like that. I'm actually showing you this because I want you to see how I'm going to make that stripe in there by just having the tape on there, but then going right over it with this. So this is going to give it a nice gold pinstripe right there. Was not sticking properly. So I got these numbers. They were the biggest ones I could find. Unfortunately, they are iron on, and I'm not going to be able to iron on to this. So what I'm going to do is cut these numbers out and then just glue them on. And the only ones that they had that repeated was the 1 and the 0. So since I want his car to have the same numbers on both sides, I'm going to use 0, 1. All right, I took some random paper and just used this to make templates of these window inserts right here. And then I'm gonna cut some cardboard, and that way I can make the inserts and then just pop them in. So right here, I ended up using just some cardboard and some aluminum foil because I wanted the window to be sort of silver and have some reflection. But as you guys know, I do not have a car to go running out and grabbing things. So I just had to make it work. So I just took some foil and covered it up like that, cut away the excess, and then I put the tape on. I'm gonna use a different piece. I just wanted to show you this because this is the piece that I used from this, so it's quite wrinkled. But I'm just gonna use a fresh piece, cover that up, and then I'll start doing my tape art, which is basically just black masking tape and pink masking tape. And I'm also using the back side, which is a little bit less shiny. I didn't want it to be like obvious, like that it's aluminum foil. So I'm just gonna press that out so I have my shape. And then I can cut the rest away. So, desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's why they call me Miss MacGyver, because I will take something and turn it into something else. So, there we go. Alrighty guys, let's address these boring lamps. Okay, so I didn't film this, but I pretty much just taped these onto the back where the seam was, the original seam from the lamp. And then I'm going to hot glue the rim. So I just cut them the same size. They were a little short, literally like about 1/4 of an inch. So that's why I put this little tape here. But then I actually like the black accent, but this wouldn't be the right thing to use. So I think once I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and use my peeling stick because it looks like leather. But for now, I'm just gonna hot glue the rims, get it nice and tight. I had to make sure that everything was similar in a way, like, you know, lined up. So it's pretty close, I would say, to being the same. But I do like that black pinstripe in the middle. So this is a smaller masking tape, so that's why I couldn't do one big strip of it. But my grandson is so funny. He's like, there's not enough gold in here. I need some more gold. But I do have gold. I just don't think that I would like the gold on these. I think it would make it look really tacky. So I'm gonna go with the black. Okay, lamps done. Let's address these previously hanging heavy room darkening green curtains. I replaced those with some beautiful steel blue, like an icy blue sheer, and there was 4 in the pack. And I was doing a little bit of ruching. They came out looking so great. I love them, and that they let some light in. Now we're going to move over to the headboard because I'm sure you guys are wondering how I made that. Now, I had some foam from something I owned previously and I didn't throw it away. I'm glad I didn't. I ordered some seat covers and then I was able to just put that foam inside the seat covers. So I had to hand sew this part in the corner. So I'm doing that, and I'll do this side, and I'll do the other pillow. I wanted to find a way to put this up on the wall, so that's where the cardboard came into play. I was able to attach this very heavy duty cardboard to the backs of my seat covers. I didn't want to screw any holes through his wall art, you know, my shower curtain turn wall mural turn tapestry. So what I did was I added this cardboard on the back. I glued that down and let it sit with something heavy on top for several hours, and that way I knew it would dry and soak all the way through to the foam. I then went ahead and glued liquid nails, plus put some screws in to a long stick, and I measured from the bed to the floor, and I knew exactly how long I needed it to be, and that way this stick would just sit directly on the floor and not have to damage his wall art. Okay, so the seat covers that I ordered also came with the bum part attached to it. So I cut that part off and then I used it to cover his toy chest lids. So that way, you know, he had that whole car effect all over the room. These came out really great, and then I just had to staple them on and voila, there we go. All right, guys, I have about 5 different projects going on at one time. So I bought my son you know what, I know I'm tripping. My grandson, 2 of these checker flag racing pillows. He loved them. I need to start getting his reaction when he sees things. And I ordered 4 of these pillows online. I can link those below. But you see 2 there. So those I'm gonna put in there. And then I have these frames that I bought before, believe it or not. I brought these back with me from Mexico. And I got him some artwork. This was some, I don't want to say it was custom, but it was definitely, I'll show you the other one in a second because I can't open it with one hand. But anyway, I have to frame these, so I'm putting them in these frames. And the reason why I brought them back from Mexico is because, you see, they were way more expensive in Mexico than they are here in the United States. And I had 4 of them. So yeah, I was definitely not leaving them there. So they made it back somehow. And then I got another project going on, but that's for another video, so we won't even get into that. But I'm just trying to get some stuff done. And I just kind of wanted to show y'all where we were at. Okay, bye. I ordered him some new shelf brackets because I hated the brackets that came with the shelves he had previously. I also got him some satin sheets, and I know y'all think fancy, but he picked them out. He liked that they were shiny. These are $7.50 each. And then I like these are $1 each. I actually ended up seeing this sign afterwards, so they were 50% off. The bolsters actually ended up being $7 for both, and the pillows were $1. So I ended up using one of the bolsters to make his steering wheel console. What I did was I cut a big giant hole inside, and then I took some pool noodle and I went ahead and just shoved that all the way in with a little bit of glue at the bottom. Add some PVC and a steering wheel cover, you're done. Okay, the wheels. I attached a 2x4 to the bed frame itself. I just screwed that in, ran it to the floor. Then I went ahead and took my paddle bit, ran a hole right through there, put my 3/4 inch PVC pipe in there, and now my wheel is freestanding. I cut it down, obviously, and then I went ahead and attached it with these little plugs at the end. I got these little 1/2 inch plugs, and they fit inside this 3/4 inch PVC pipe. You just squeeze it in and start turning, and then it locks into place. And that's it. So if you ever need to make yourself a holder or some sort on each side, this is another option. And if you want to know how I got the bumper to stick to the bed, I just used some zip ties and drilled a hole right in there. So even though I decided I wasn't gonna do this last night, then this morning I decided that I wanted to do it. So I had bought my daughter these lights for Halloween, and they were the perfect color to go with everything else. So what I'm doing is drilling right through and just feeding them into the back. All right, guys, so I had to come back in here because this looked perfectly fine the way that it was without the lights. Let me turn this one on too. So they looked fine, but I wanted to go a step further, you know, zhuzh it up some more. And as you can see, this hole is like extremely big, so I'm going to fill it with some hot glue. It looks nice, but I wish I hadn't done it, because this was one of those things where it was like, you know, I was fine, but once you drill that one hole, it was like you have to keep going. You can't just like stop. So it's been a nightmare because I have had to cut through the back and make these big holes in here. I had to put more tape to keep the lights from popping back out after I put them in. So I'm just like, if I had the time, I would have just done a rope light around the whole thing. And the thing is, I only have one rope light. So, and I got these from Halloween. So it's not like I can go back to Target and get some more. The other thing is, like, these bulbs come out, and so they have come out several times, and I've had to take from another batch that's not working properly and just put those bulbs in there to make sure that it lights back up. But it is a nightmare. So I just want to let you know, like, Sometimes good is good enough. All right, guys, are you ready? I am. So pump up the volume. Let's go. All right, y'all can come in now. Oh my God. You like it now? Again?
I would say, Danny, you're the best.
And then don't forget, you have to thank your Uncle Isaiah and Auntie Annie because they helped out. So you have to thank them, and you have to thank your grandpa.
Everyone, thank everyone. I love everyone.
You love everyone?
All my family.
Okay, and we want to thank Cosway also. Say thank you, Cosway.
Thank you, Cosway.
Thank you, Cosway, for sending us some nice bookcases, nightstands, and a desk.
So that's how.
How we got those, yeah.
This is the best room ever. I never had a car room. This is my first time.
And you like it?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I know you're probably like, oh my God, this is such a long video. But guess what? I haven't given you a video in a while. So you earned this long video, right? I hope you enjoyed it. There was just too much information, too much stuff that I needed to show you and tell you and just give you so that you can see how I was able to pull this entire room together. Okay, so do me a favor, go ahead and put SG1 in the comments for my grandson Sabali Grayson, and I will show him how much love he is getting on YouTube, as he calls it, YouTube. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I'm not sure when the next video is going to be, so I hope that you enjoyed this really long one. I will be doing my knee replacement soon, and thank you so much for all your well wishes. I have been getting my digital get well cards over at LaShawnWill.com. That's my website, and then also at my coffee account. So I will link all of those in the description if anybody wants to send me a digital get well, something a little different from the comments. I've gotten personal messages there. So thank you. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. I am trying to keep this smile up because I can tell you it's been extremely chaotic in the world right now. So I hope I was able to give you something that made you smile as well and take your mind off all of the chaos. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.